Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Hi, hello, how are you, my lovelies, my beauties, my royalty? Oh, this is going to be an interesting one. Yeah, I'm going to hop off the standards, but I'm going to mention the standards. And yeah, remember, my channel is as messy as my life. And this one's very, very messy, but anthropology related in a way. Because patterns and just, yeah, it's going to be a little interesting. I wish I majored in anthropology, but that's a different story. Yeah, back to the Gray Sheep series, which I haven't done an episode on it for Gray Sheep in about 6 months, maybe a little more. I think it's over 6 months, and I need to do Reddit, and I need to do like the IQ. There's so many things, but politically, our country is a hot mess. So yeah, and don't forget about the Epstein files. And don't forget that our the ridiculous, awful, terrible president is trying to be a dictator or king. And yeah, we can't forget these things, and we can't forget that he wanted the Nobel Peace Prize because Obama got the prize, and that he kept saying that he was gonna be the peaceful man, and he's the least racist person, but now we see he's one of the most racist people with all of the arrogant, ignorant, awful, terrible, bigoted things that he keeps doing. But yeah, it's like, and all of the Christian people who keep saying the orange man has never lied. He doesn't lie. He's the most truthful man. Shut up. Okay. Just black baby Jesus is looking down at you like, girl, bye. Boy, bye. Like, you crazy. It's like, I don't know what chapter and verse you're reading from my scripture, but yeah. Even the Pope told all you off this past week. And now the Pope won't be coming back to our country. For what reason? For what? Yeah, but okay, yeah. Well, first, get out that scorching hot patty tea. If you like it cold, just hold the ice. Hold the ICE. Political reasons. Political reasons. But yeah, it's messy. And don't forget my Patreon. Like with what I'm talking about, I'm probably gonna have some screenshots, but I'm gonna probably bring up articles and stuff more, and also the Joy Reid show, which yeah, like Don Lemon, Joy Reid, and there's a few other, like one day I'm gonna bring up like all of the channels. If you've been watching and listening, you kind of know of a majority or a lot of the progressive Democrat left leaning channels that I watch, and you'll see a lot of the articles that I read and things like that. Yeah, because they keep saying, or I keep reading articles that are even saying that we're getting dumber. I don't want to include myself in the we, but as a country, as a nation, we ooh. But then some of these men, okay, yeah, because okay, now I'm starting to get into the subject matter because yeah, our president. Like I said, the Pope, he already spoke his mind, dropped the mic, and stepped away. And now he's stepping away from this country for a while because, let's just say, how are you going to threaten the Pope? How are you going to seriously threaten the Pope? And okay. The Orange Man, remember when, like, in a speech he had, I don't know when or where or whatever. Well, I mean, okay, it was like a few months ago and stuff, but there was a few times where the Orange Man has, well, at least somewhat recently, has admitted he's not a Christian man, and because he mentioned that 2 or 3 times pretty recently. And then he also said that he doesn't think he's going to heaven. I think one time he did mention that he thinks he's going to hell. Yeah. Um, and even when the Pope was talking about how there's no verse and there's nothing that will have war as acceptable, there's no chapter and verse. And I was just like, preach, preach. But so many conservatives over the years, he's the best bit. Like, he's this, he's that. Oh, if he was king, I want my. Be quiet, shut up, stop. You are evidence and proof of the poorly educated, the naive, the vile, the just ridiculous. Okay, the absolute ridiculous. And yes, I'm writing novels and I'm starting a business. And some people are like, why would you talk like this about some of the people who might be part of your demographic? They're not my demographic. They are not my demographic. Trust me, no. No. No, 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 no. And that's why, like, some companies are scared to talk about politics because they're scared to lose part of their possible demographic. I'm not. The one reason why I started my channel was because I wanted my demographic to know exactly where I stand. I wanted them to know my honest opinion and what I think with proof and evidence and screenshots, which babies, oh, yeah. Don't forget to check out my Patreon. So many of the things I talk about, I have proof and evidence on my Patreon, except especially the subject for today. Because, ooh, babies. This orange man is the leader of this country, and so many people voted for him. But yeah, we have to remember the 92% of the black. Okay, if you are a black woman and you voted and like against him and you voted for Kamala Harris, just, you know what? Just, give yourself some props. Give yourself some props because who, who. We told these people, but the orange man like, and see, that's the funny thing. People don't pay attention to the patterns and the things that he says and does. They don't. And they didn't recognize what he did with his first time in the office. And see, if they had paid attention to the first time he was in office, they would have had the common sense to not put him back in there. But they didn't have the common sense. Common sense is not common. And that was proof because they put him back in this office. Oh, disgusting. But check out the Patreon because, the evidence I have: river of racism, dating nightmares, current events, or well, back then it was like, okay, not so current, but within the last 5 years, current. Yeah, those are the main things. Disability news and just, I, with my screenshots and with a lot of the terrible, awful, conniving, despicable men who try to like just dehumanize me, bully me, ugh, ugh, ill. I type their messages in AI and I have AI break it down from a psychology and like therapist type of like situations. So because I want to start understanding these men. And ta-da, now we're on the subject of today because with the orange man and just with anything, like with the products and capitalism, like a lot of people, they mirror what they buy, who they buy, where they buy from. And like even with Harry Potter, okay, just stay with me because I trust me, I know how she, trust me, because yeah, she tricked y'all. But yeah, a lot of people, especially with the ease of her reading and like with the the powerful characters, and I just don't mean as like the magic powerful. I mean the descriptions, and I mean the impossible into the possible, and it was captivating and stuff. So for so many people. And like, so people mirrored that. Sometimes you don't mirror the writer, you don't mirror the creator of the product, you mirror the end of the product, the final product, stuff like that. So yes, and so like YouTube and radio and TV hosts like that, that's kind of different than when it's a retail product. And because sometimes, even with the retail product, someone hires other people to make it. So, yeah, so you can still get tricked into buying something that's not, yeah, you know. But whew, with the Orange Man, I've been doing the whole AI and typing the messages in and reading, and then I've been reading articles, watching more videos of the F around and find out, and then watching the Orange Man and the recent things he's doing when it comes to the war and the like, and also remembering back with All Lives Matter, and just like the dehumanizing things he would say and do. And then also the Epstein files. Do not forget about the Epstein files. Do not forget about the Epstein files. Do not forget about the Epstein files. Say it with me. Do not forget about the Epstein files. Yes, do not. Okay? Okay. But with, and I'm going to have a link to an interview that you have to watch from the Joy Reid. You know, that's one reason I mentioned it earlier, but it's going to be in this episode. Make sure you watch it and listen to it, because while I was listening, I started remembering and thinking about a lot of the screenshots that I have from the Republican right side, like Orange Man supporting, like all of them, and how much they mirror the Orange Man, especially when it comes to either violence and or the treatment of women. And I've said that they mirror before, and yeah, I do believe that the voters do mirror him. But when it comes especially to from the men, and the way that the author of this book, which I need to buy the book now, watch the interview, it was so interesting. And I guess, like, as a nerd, it was more interesting again because while I was listening to the interview, it kept bringing up different screenshots that I've gotten over the years. And it's just crazy how much they align, how much they come together. And I really want to know how many of that group are narcissists. How, like, I already know they're toxic, but now I want to even look at the different levels of toxicity within like a therapy or psychiatry type of realm. And yes, like, I wish I majored in anthropology. I don't know about the therapy, like, you know, but it's like I wish I did take a couple of those classes. But yeah, I had my bachelor's and double minor, so I was busy, and my parents already didn't believe I was going to graduate, or they already gave up on me because I didn't graduate on time, even though I had a double minor. But anyway, yeah, I'm just bringing that up because yeah, I was going to take a therapy class, but yeah, it's like that the one that I wanted was not going to be taught during that semester, and I was trying to graduate. Point blank, I was trying to graduate. So, um, and also that class wasn't going to be matching up with any of the careers that I was trying to apply for. But I've already told you about the nightmare of me going to the Oakland University career counseling. Oh, that woman was a nightmare, in my opinion. From my experience, she was an absolute awful, terrible, demeaning nightmare. Okay, anyway, I really want to break down a lot of these men, like their messages, and some of them are only a couple words, but sometimes a word and a phrase is like a picture. It says 1,000 things. And so if I can take even their descriptions from their profiles, because with some of them, they were so triggered and so hurt, which in one of them last messages where I asked, why are they being so mean and offensive and vile and poorly educated and demeaning? And it's like, it's sad that it's like their political stance is part of them. It's like you having that you will not date them because of their political stance is saying that you reject them. It's saying that you don't want anything to do with them. And a lot of Republican men take that so personally. And some of them enjoy the pain. That was from another one. So it's like reading through the AIs, and now I can't wait because first I have to upload all of these. But as I upload them, then I'll be able to do more episodes and the patterns and like break them down and everything. But it's just really interesting because the patterns and how much they mirror who they voted for. But now we keep hearing like with the F around and find out. I didn't vote for this. I didn't vote. Like, yes, you did. And for a lot of the people who voted for this, okay, I'm only talking to the people who voted for this. You voted for this. You wanted this. The only problem is you did not think it was going to affect you. Like, just like what the author said on the Joy Reid show, the orange man loves when other people are in pain. I've been noticing, especially with a lot of these Republican Christian people, they love when other people are in pain. They love when people who are not like them, I'll repeat that, who are not like them are in pain, who don't love the same way as them, who don't act the same way as them. Remember that young woman I mentioned? I think I had the video in that one episode where this young woman, she's in college, I think still, if not just graduated. She was telling everybody in her stream or in her audience to tease people who don't act like they're supposed to, quote unquote. She was literally going around telling people to tease those who don't act gender correct, quote unquote. Yeah. I mean, well, I'm not quoting her, but I'm paraphrasing what she was saying. But she was literally saying to hurt people emotionally. Yeah. Why? And she kept saying the Bible. She kept saying because of God. She kept saying because of Christian. And then we have to remember about a lot of these pastors. There was the one pastor who said that they want to eliminate, you know what I mean by eliminate, all of the LGBTQ plus people. We have to remember and he's not the only one. There's a couple of them out there who said that they want to harm and hurt and damage people who are in the LGBTQ. Don't you do. They're mirroring the orange man. They weren't allowed to mirror because they didn't have, at first, especially being in the Christian community, they didn't have anybody to emulate. But now they have the orange man that's now allowing them to show their true face, to show their true selves. It's Is that one reason why even like some of the pastors that follow the orange man are getting arrested and everything like that? Because they again align and mirror with him. And also some of them are getting arrested for um playing with children. I'm not talking about recess. And yeah, not in a good way. It's yeah, they should be going to prison for a lot longer. And that reminds me, yeah, don't forget about the Epstein files again. Yeah, but I just with a lot of the messages that I've gotten over the years. And the funny thing is, I haven't been back on those apps in a few months. One reason is I'm trying to finish the novel, trying to get the candles and the greeting cards and my activity books. And then with this channel, then I'm going to be getting the other channel ready to soon. And then physical therapy because of my disability and all of that other stuff. I'm trying to show my ability of loving my life. Yeah, that takes time. And at the same time, I have enough evidence for days and years, for years. It's like I'm almost every day. There's some days where I'm like, okay, yeah, I don't have enough time today, but I will be uploading and uploading, especially River of Racism. I have so much River of Racism, but those are the ones that's going to take the most time because those have the most screenshots. But with Patreon, with the phone, it will only allow me to do 10 at a time. But when I have as many pictures on my phone, having to look for them and find, yeah, and then sometimes when I get them all up and ready and I press upload, and then it acts like I didn't do anything. And then, or yeah, it malfunctions and it only uploads a couple of them. Then I have to undo and redo and undo and redo. There's a group of pictures. I don't know why, but Patreon really doesn't like them. I don't know if it's because this guy calls me a slave and Jim Crow and things like that. But yeah, I've tried his group of pictures about over 20 times, and each and every time it will not work. Even when I've tried one by one, so I'm gonna give that. I'm gonna wait a month or two and then get back on that one. But these are the kind of messages I get from these orange man supporting people. Like, I'm nothing but an N-word. I'm Jim Crow. As a black woman, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to be sitting on a stoop, pregnant, drinking orange or grape soda. Yeah, yeah. That's what some of them tell me. Or, because we have to remember, yeah, 92% of the black women, but 85% of the black men. Black men. Well, a lot of the black men that write me, I'm thinking they're kind of probably on the, yeah, the 15%. Yeah, because a lot of them who write me, they hate my standards. And they always want to contest me with my standards. Well, okay, I guess I meet all of your standards, but now let's see if you match mine. Let's see if you do mine. And it's just like, okay, wait. Like, okay, if you match my standards, that doesn't mean we're compatible. And two, like, if you're not interested in me, then why are you wasting your time? If you don't like the fact that I have these standards, then we are not compatible. You don't get why I have the list of standards. And if it's a competition, I'm not going to like you anyway. Okay? I have those lists of standards before my safety, for my peace. And I cannot date anyone on the right. It will not be pretty. It would not be a good relationship. we would be arguing and fighting almost every day. No, no, I want my peace of mind. And a lot of the Republican men, I'm finding out they don't want a woman to have her peace of mind. They want her to go home, get pregnant, sit down, shut up, ask permission, be submissive. I'm not that girl. I'm not that woman. I'm not that lady. And I'm never going to be. Never. And I think that's one reason why a lot of these Republican men come attacking me verbally. And oh, some of them have threatened to come at me. Yeah, they have. It's interesting because I'm just like, oh, you think this is how you're going to get a lady? This is how you think you're going to get a lady. And you know that I'm progressive and a liberal, Democrat, or whatever. But then you tell me that I have to date you so you could teach me how to be a conservative because you're going to teach me the right ways. You're going to set, oh yeah. There's this one guy who was like, he was going to set me straight. I was just like, yeah, black baby Jesus going to set you straight. You better shut your no good, stupid butt up. Like, no, boy, bye. Set me straight. Okay. And then there was this other goon. Oh, both were on Hinge too. Yeah. Because yeah, Meet Me. Oh, that's where a lot of the men from prison are. Yeah, Meet Me and Scout. Yeah, and then Hinge. Ooh, those. A lot of the men would have bigger egos on Hinge, and then Bumble is a mixture of they need a break from Tinder because too many of the women recognize their face because they swiped through so many times. And so they need to give it a break so that women can finally start to forget what their face looks like. So then they're going to try Bumble so that they can have friends with benefits for a little while until they can go back to Tinder. Yeah, that's what I've noticed. And oh yeah, duet and duet's kind of one of the new ones for Bumble too, because yeah, there's a lot of guys off Bumble who they tell me how dating apps are just for sleeping around, and that women need to realize that, and women need to acknowledge and be thankful that men have found a use for them, especially while they're single. And so that we need to at least satisfy the men that are willing to. Yeah, I've been told this garbage. I think I have the screenshots of that one. I'll find out. I'll see. Yeah, I forget. I've had so many. And there's some, like, especially pretty recently, where I was just like, this again. I have enough of this. I have enough evidence. I don't know. I don't care. And I don't know, it's just a lot of the men off these dating apps, especially the Republican ones, especially the one when it comes to dating women, a lot of them are mirroring the orange man, especially, oh, even the not non-political guys. The non-political guys, a lot of them are Republican, but they want to hide the fact. And I keep telling you, ladies, this, so you have to be careful. You have to ask the questions. You have to ask political questions, even if he has six-pack abs, even if he's tall, dark, and handsome, even if, he is just like the pinnacle of what you think is physical attraction. Beauty only lasts so long. And once you're done in the bedroom and everything like that, like, don't I don't you want to be able to talk to him? Don't you care what's in his mind? Don't you care about his thoughts? If you have a baby with him, like, how are you going to raise the kid? Like, are you going to agree with how you raise the kids and things like that, And you're going to have to bring up vaccinations and stuff too, then, yeah. But, yeah, I'm going to need a part two. But, yeah, I'm going to have a lot of the screenshots. It's just alarming and crazy with how many men with the screenshots and what they've said and the disgusting things they've said, and or how they try to dehumanize me, just like the orange man. They tries to dehumanize and the name calling. And that's one reason I mentioned the name calling earlier. It's like they love it. A lot of the people who voted for the Orange Man, they love it. Thank you so much for listening to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human and you're human too.